I'm a nice man. Yeah, I'm a nice man.
Welcome to episode 2 of this week's edition of The Squared Circle. On this part of the episode, we will discuss what has happened on Raw, Impact, NXT, and SmackDown, and give you just a brief review of our thoughts on it.
We'll start off with Raw. This was the 900th episode of Raw. So congratulations.
Congrats.
Longest running episodic television show ever. We'll start off actually with a new segment on the show called the Promo of the Night. We'll pick whatever promo we like the best of any of the shows and tell you what we thought. And it happened to be on Raw. It was CM Punk and Big Show. Now, John, you want to tell them what it was about?
CM Punk came out there saying that Raw was a show that supports horrible family values and showed some videos of Raw's past. Then he tried to put over SmackDown, and he showed a video of Brock Lesnar suplexing Big Show and the ring broke. He kind of buried Brock Lesnar by saying, I don't know who that guy was, but his point was that the Big Show was overweight. Big Show came out there, and they kind of had exchanged words. Big Show told a few jokes, did a Hulk Hogan impersonation.
Which was pretty good.
Yeah. And then it just turned into a brawl. Big Show took out the Straight Edge Society.
It was had a lot of good things you like to see in a promo.
It was very solid, yeah, and it really summed up the fact that it was the 900th Raw.
Yeah. We'll move on to the matches, some of the matches. The opening match was a fairly good one. It was a triple threat tag team match with the NXT guys. It was Kofi Kingston and Mike McGillicuddy, Alex Riley and The Miz, and Cabal with Daniel Bryan.
Good, very solid action in this match. You can see that these rookies from NXT Season 2 are very talented, and the WWE is getting a good new crop of superstars. The match ended when The Miz snuck up behind Cabal and got him with the skull-crushing finale.
And then after the match, he hit it on Daniel Bryan as well, because Daniel Bryan got distracted by Alex Riley. This is just continuing their little storyline that they have going on, The Miz and Daniel Bryan. Let's see. Let's move on to the tag team match. The other tag team match. Want to?
Which one? The McIntyre, Cody Rhodes versus Morrison and Truth?
Yeah, the number one contender match.
Yeah, that one just kind of imploded into a brawl, and the referee just rolled it as a no contest.
I was disappointed in this because I really was excited to see this match. Because I'm not a huge SmackDown guy, I don't get to watch SmackDown wrestlers every week. And I really wanted to see Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. And of course I like Morrison, and R-Truth's okay. I mean, I've always kind of liked him. I don't know if these guys are actually the number one contenders on both shows. I hope so, because I think they could be good tag teams. At least R-Truth and Morrison.
Maybe this event can lead to a triple threat tag team match at Night of Champions, who knows.
Speaking of Night of Champions, the Divas match was set up for that. It is a unification match of the Divas Championship and the Women's title. It's going to be Melina versus Lay Cool. One of the members will represent Lay Cool.
And it will be a Lumber Jills match, which will feature Divas as the Lumberjacks at ringside.
This is, I think, a great idea. There's not that, I mean, the Diva talent isn't good enough to have two titles. Maybe back in the day, but not today. Rumor mill has it, real fast, that this unification theme is going to continue on through this year onto WrestleMania. They are planning, looks like, on unifying all the titles, the United States title and the Intercontinental title and the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight title. Don't know when the mid-card championship will be fused, but looks like the heavyweight titles will likely be unified at WrestleMania next year.
Now, if this is going to happen, then they probably need to end the roster split, just have like them all in one group. Maybe like they'll all like appear on SmackDown and Raw, you know, just to have like guys that don't
Like
wrestle on Raw they'll have them on SmackDown that week or whatever.
Just like it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
Real fast, match of the night. Not that complicated to explain. It was a 5-on-5 tag team elimination match. It was the Nexus versus the other 5 members of the Six-Pack Challenge at Night Champions, that being John Cena,
Randy Orton,
Edge,
Chris Jericho,
and Sheamus.
our WWE champion, by the way.
The match went by pretty quickly. It was not fast. I mean, it wasn't too fast, though, till the end.
At the end, they kind of rushed it because, you know, you could tell time was running out for Raw.
Yeah. It was... The ending actually made sense, though, who they had win it, which was the Nexus, but it was only Wade Barrett standing tall at the end.
They have to put this guy over to get ready for the big pay-per-view, you know?
Yeah, because he has no experience compared to the other 5.
Yeah.
Let's move on to SmackDown real quick, because...
We, unfortunately, didn't get to see it. We were at a very huge football game.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but what I did get to see was Undertaker come out and make his big return, which was really all I wanted to see. But he came out there and Kane confronted him, and Kane was basically out there to say that Undertaker's half the man he used to be and just a shadow of what he once was. So Kane got the last word that night, and I'm really interested to see where Kane and Undertaker are going to go. I'm really interested to see these guys feud again, really.
I want to also do NXT real quick also, because tonight is the season finale of NXT. Want to talk about who we think who's going to win NXT this season. John, you want to go first?
Well, I think I better just go ahead and throw this out there. Cabal.
Definitely.
Guy has the most experience because not only did he work the independent circuit like Daniel Bryan did, but he also had that stint in TNA under the name of Senshi, whether you know that or not. Not to mention pure talent.
He has the it factor that not everybody has. That it really does take to be a heavyweight champion. Only thing working against him
is that his voice makes no sense for his size. Because seriously, it sounds like him and Bobby Lashley got their voices mixed up somewhere. Bobby Lashley, big guy, little voice. Cabal, little guy, big voice.
I agree. Cabal's going to win it, hands down. Let's move on to what I'm going to sneak in here is WWE Superstars, the ugly redheaded stepchild of the WWE.
I thought that was Heath Slater.
The one-man rock band.
Well, anyway, on Superstars, Travis, I don't know if we agree on this, but I thought the match of the night had to be the main event. Drew McIntyre versus Chris Masters. Simply because if you watch the other part of this edition, you would know that I'm really pulling for Drew McIntyre. He's one of my favorite current wrestlers.
I don't agree. I think it was Goldust and William Regal. These are two guys who can make almost. Now, they aren't one of the big 4.
Yeah.
But they can make almost anybody look good. Of course, in case you didn't see the other video, who are our big 4?
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, and The Undertaker.
They can
make
make
anybody look good.
Anybody. Now, Goldust has been screwed since the beginning of his career in the WWE. He was given the dumbest gimmick of all time. William Regal, he had his opportunity, kind of screwed it up, but he's still great, no matter what you say. By screwing it up, he got in trouble with the drugs policy when he was getting his main title push. Could have been a former champion by now, I'm pretty sure.
Could have been.
Let's move on to TNA. This was a lot better. John?
Yeah, like last week, if you saw our pilot edition, you would hear me complain about how TNA is just jumbled all over the place, no consistency. This week, real improvement. They really got things going. Like, they don't have Jeff Hardy brawling with Abyss in the back for some reason anymore. No, now they actually got it on the track. They're trying to promote the tournament going into No Surrender. And now Rhino's feuding with Abyss. I guess they're going to face off at No Surrender. I can't confirm anything. Of course, the Epi2 Fortune feud that I've been for since the beginning is going on. And Samoa Joe made his return, and quite frankly, that's very exciting to have Samoa Joe around, and hopefully he can get back on a huge winning streak, maybe even back to another title reign, who knows. But the match of the night, Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me, YouTube it, because it was just a pleasure to watch that match. Great tag team wrestling, great high flying, and just entertaining the whole time.
That's going to be, if they go with it, a good feud. I want to talk about the beautiful people. They are
the original members, Angelina Love and Velvet Skies. Skies, what the fuck. Anyway, Velvet Sky, the two originals, guys, I know you're going to be happy. Yes, they have reunited.
And it looks like Tara is going to finally return after this biker chick gimmick that they've had her as this character who interferes with the matches.
Yeah, she interferes on behalf of Madison Rayne, who, by the way, was the one that defeated Tara in a career-threatening match. I'm thinking what they're doing is bringing her back and going to say that Madison Rayne kind of deal with her where she can come back as her bodyguard or something. But let's keep the consistency going, TNA, because I'm really digging that I actually know what's going on for once.
I want to talk about a little bit, just go over the entire week of wrestling, give it a kind of a rating. I believe this, on a scale of 1 to 10, was about a 7. Raw, the 900th episode, yes, we knew it wasn't going to be like a normal Raw, but because for a 900th episode, it was great.
It looked back on old moments, but the one thing I think it missed was old superstars making appearances.
They could have had The Rock or Stone Cold or somebody come back.
Heck, Mike Adamle would have been appreciated. Oh no, never mind.
NXT last week, it goes into that 7 also because it was good until we found out there was no elimination. Now there's 3 finalists. Normally, when you think of finals, 2.
Yeah, I think last season they kind of did the same thing. I think they're going to have like a 3-man elimination match or something. I think that's how they did it last season. I don't know how they're doing it this season though, but anyway, that's neither here nor there.
And SmackDown didn't go into this prediction because, as we said, we did not see it.
No, but I did love the ending segment between Kane and Undertaker.
Superstars, for once, will go into this rating. You'll see, won't go in there most of the time. But it was great. It didn't have any misses. Well,
let's actually give Superstars an 8 because it had some good action.
Yeah. And TNA, John, what do you want to give it?
Well, considering that it's a huge improvement from last week, I'll go as far as to give it an 8.5, really. Just because comparing the consistency that we saw this week compared to this God knows what that we saw the week before that you couldn't keep up with, yeah, that's a huge improvement.
I'd like to thank you all for watching. This is the Squared Circle 101, episode number 2. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. We are the Squared Circle 101.
And we will rock you.
And I'd like to say also, before we go, please, please, please post questions. It would be a great help. And subscribe.
We will answer them to the best of our ability.
Squared Circle 101, episode 2, out.
Godspeed.